Hello students, my name is Prerna and I'm your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book Enviro, we are going to be reading chapter number 9. So let us see what this chapter is about. So this is chapter number 9 and the name of the chapter is Flowers and their Utilization. All of us like flowers. My favorite flower is the sunflower. Maybe your favorite flower is a rose or maybe a lotus or maybe marigold. So we all like flowers. So let us understand more about these. The part of a plant which is most attractive and which most of us notice is the flower. There are many kinds of flowers. When you look at flowers, you notice many colors, shapes and sizes. Some plants have a single flower. Others have so many that it is impossible to keep a count. But if you stop and take a closer look at a flower, you will see some interesting things. However, different flowers may look, they have some basic parts. Like we all human beings, we are different in terms of our appearance, but we all have some common parts. Like all of us have eyes, ears, stomach, hands, legs, right? But we all are different in a manner, but also same in some way. Same is the case with the flowers. This is because most plants produce flowers for the same purpose. What is this purpose? To make seeds so that another plant of its own kind can grow. Flowers can grow from buds. So this is what a bud looks like this. All right, and then it gradually grows into a flower. A bud is the swollen portion at the end of a stem that will mature into a flower. First, a tiny bud appears on the stem of a plant. This bud grows into a flower. Later, the flower, it grows into a fruit. So, see, these are the different kinds of flowers. And this is my favorite flower, the sunflower. Now we talk about parts of a flower. So, here I'm going to show you one diagram. So you see this? These are the different parts of the flower. So you have a leaf, you have a stem, you have pistil, you have stamen, and you have a petal. So we know what a leaf is, what a stem is, petal also we know. Let us understand about the other parts. So here we go. The sepals. So you can see where is the sepal here? This. The sepal form the outer circle of the flower. They are green leaves that protect a flower bud. So the function of the sepal is to ensure that the petals are the function of the sepal is to ensure that the bud of the flower is protected against a lot of things. Petals are the bright, colorful parts of a flower. We all know what petals are. And petals of some flowers have pleasant smell. Then you have stamen. It is the male part of a flower. It is made up of a filament and anther. So, if you look at the stamen, you can see this tiny, this tiny line which is going right. So the stamen, it is made up of filament and anther. So this tiny line is the filament and the above portion is called as the anther. In another pollen, in anther, pollen is produced. Pistil is the female part of the flower. So if you look at this, so all these make the pistil. Stigma, style and ovary are its parts. So these are the parts of the pistil. What is the pistil? It's the female part. And this pistil is divided into three parts: stigma, style and ovary. Pollen grains help in formation of seeds and fruits. Pollen grains are like very small seeds that you will see in the plant, and these help in formation of seeds and fruits. To make fruit, it is carried from one flower to another by wind, water, or by small insects, and this process is called as pollination. So this process of carrying pollen grains from one flower to another by what are the sources, how are these pollen grains transferred from one flower to another? What are the three ways? Through wind, through water and by small insects. So when we understand, when the wind is blowing, the pollen grains, they fly, okay, or they move away. From water, sometimes there's heavy rain because of that, and small insects. Sometimes the insect might be sitting on a flower, so these pollen grains get stuck to its body, and the moment this insect sits on another flower, those pollen grains are left on the other one. All right. Attraction towards flowers. So what is it that makes us attracted towards flowers? When we visit the garden, we may see certain insects sitting on the flower. These insects are attracted towards their bright color. So it's not just us, it is the animals or the insects also mainly who are attracted towards the flowers because of their bright color. Birds and insects like the honeybee and butterflies are attracted towards flowers. You can see a butterfly which is sitting on a flower. They fly from one flower to another. So see, now the process of pollination is happening. Birds suck nectar from flowers. As they tip their beaks, their heads rub on the flowers covered with pollen. They carry the pollen to other flowers, thus helping in pollination. Now, honey from flowers. Honeybees are kind of insects that visit flowers. We know that honey is made by honeybees. Honeybees live in beehives. So the entire group or the community where the honeybees live, it is called as a beehive. These hives are made up of beeswax and consist of hexagonal, so six-sided. So if you see this, so you see six sides are there, hexagonal or six-sided cells. Each beehive might have about 50,000 to 80,000 bees. So imagine so many bees living together. There is only one queen bee. Others are worker bees, and male bees are called as drones. Honeybees gather pollen in the baskets they have on their hind legs, on their legs like this. They store the nectar in their honey stomachs. When they go back to their hive, they spit out all the nectar into the cells of their hive. The cells are sealed and the wax produced in their with the wax produced in their bodies. Soon the nectar turns into honey. Then what happens? Honey is extracted from beehive by a process wherein smoke is produced by burning dried straws and branches. So what happens? The moment you see beehives on trees, so someone who has to take honey from them. So you know that honeybees can actually attack someone. So what is it that people do? Just under that tree where you find beehives, a group of dried straws or branches, they are burned, so that smoke makes the honeybee suffocate, so it tends to move away from that beehive. So that gives the person a chance to climb up the tree and take out the entire beehive in which the honey is stored. This smoke is used to drive the bees out of the hives. Then the hive is removed. The honey is then extracted from the hive. The drawback is that a large number of bees die in this procedure. Now, farmers rear honeybees on farms. They breed them in special bee boxes called as apiaries. Honey takes on the fragments of flowers from which the nectar is collected. Honey is full of vitamins and minerals, and eating honey delays the aging process. Then we talk about the flowering season. So it says all flowers do not bloom at the same time. Different flowers bloom during different seasons. Usually, spring is the season when most flowers bloom. In India, springtime usually lasts from March to April. Now, very interesting. How do we use flowers in our day-to-day life? The flowers of pumpkin, creeper, kanchan tree, and the banana plant are eaten. Cauliflower is a set of flower buds. The sweet-smelling flowers of jasmine, rose, lavender, and oranges are used to make perfumes. Very common. Lavender perfume is very common in our homes. Other uses of flowers are for making flower arrangements, rangoli patterns, decorating pandals at wedding and houses during festivals. So this is how you decorate the house. In religious activity, you are using flowers, uh, or also used for kind of ornamental purposes. Then the then flowers are offered on various occasions. We carry flowers when we visit someone. A special arrangement of flowers and leaves is called a wreath. Is offered in memory of someone who has passed away, wreath or wreath. We can also give flowers as a token of love and friendship. Flowers motifs are used as basic designs in painting, inlay work, jewelry, brassware, pottery, textiles, and embroidery, etc. A visit to a florist. So this is something that all of you can do, that you can go to a florist. Who's a florist? A person who sells flowers. And then we can buy a variety of flowers in bunches or stems or in bouquets and arrangements. Florists also keep flower petals for making rangoli petals. Specifically during the festive season, you might have seen your maybe your elders in the family, they go to get the garlands, right? Made out of marigold flowers, and they say, okay, they say to the florist that please put some petals also. All right. So flowers around us have so much beauty and so much nutritional value. So you must spend some time with the flowers as well. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Thank you so much.